Oh shit, wrong button.
He's back!
And that's a quick little echo. Well, at least I know it works now. So there's that. Do that. What am I doing? Oh, right, yeah. Okie dokie. We are doing oh, let me get the title up. Trying Not to Get Scared, part 28. If you know the drill, skip on ahead. If you don't, bear with me for a sec. One second, I forgot. Right, if I get scared or scream, they get a like. If I get scared or scream again, they get a subscribe. I get scared or scream for a third time, I click the notification bell on the video. If the subscribe and notification bell are already done, as you can see here, then the subscribe will be substitute for a comment, and the notification bell will substitute for a share of the video. And there's top 25 scary TikTok videos of this year. It's been 5 months, and it's been 5 months ago, so that's more than enough time for his video to get retraction and that. So with all that said and done, I'm going to be watching all 25 videos of it. If you want to watch the original without my commentary and all that and stuff, go to Nuke's Top 5, as you can see right here. And the title is Top 25 Scary TikTok Videos of This Year. It has... oh shit, I forgot. I thought it was a near summer video, you know. Anyway, I would say we'll be watching half of this, but since this is 5 months ago, we're going to be watching the whole thing. I put the subtitles here, so that way you can see what is going on with the video without my commentary getting in the way, or YouTube bots going for music copyright type of thing. And after every clip in this video, I'll be suggesting my thoughts, so that way it is transformative, and you get my thoughts on the specific video in this video, or specific clip in this video. With that all said and done, let's get to it, shall we?
In this next creepy video, a babysitter is looking after a 5-year-old girl while her mother is traveling out of town. Everything seems to be going well, until the little girl tells the babysitter a very strange secret about her favorite doll.
What you doing over there?
One second, I'm gonna turn that down so it can't pick up my mic. I mean, so my mic can't pick it up. No, I'm not jumping.
Nice. What was it that you told me earlier about your doll?
When I play hide and seek with my doll, it moves.
You said it moves?
Yeah. My doll, it moves. I play hide and seek with my doll, it moves. I play hide and seek with my doll, it moves.
Alright, I'm going to get rid of these subtitles because they're getting in the way. And if you hear double audio or echo audio, sorry about that. I will figure something out. Actually, maybe if I do this. Ah.
You said it moves?
Yeah.
That doll? This doll?
Yeah.
Okay, so this does work. And ow! It's fucking hurting my ears. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to turn that down a bit for my hearing's sake. And I think I've seen this. And I know what's going to scare the living shit out of me. Because it did last time. But I could be wrong. I could be
You said it moves? Like you move it, or? What? When does it move?
When the clip hide and seek were.
Yeah, I have seen this video. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to... This clip of the video, I mean. And... Let's... Don't worry, I won't be skipping on... Oh. Oh, so I have done a video on this. Bollocks. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'll watch that in my spare time. Ooh, 5 months ago. Same title, same person, you know the drill. We're going to go all the way. Same date it released 5 months ago. So
Toy Story.
We were messing around with my little sister's camera, and we just found something like.
It's weird.
It's weird. Okay.
It's a normal Tuesday in October, around 6 p.m., when a young girl takes out her camera to record her new toy collection and talk about.
yeah, seen this. Probably all the ones about 5 months are the ones I've seen. 7 days, that's a little too that's funny. This is 1 month ago, so it has more than enough traction for me to watch the entire thing. Sure, spooks. If you know the drill, skip on ahead. If you don't, bear with me for a sec. Anyway, same situation, but it's 13 scary videos that will truly haunt you from Sir Spooks himself. This is a month ago, so I hope he doesn't mind me watching it all the way through. And as you can see here, split into different segments. So after the end of every segment, I'll be putting my thoughts and commentary in, so that way it'd be transformative at the same time. Pardon me, let's get to it.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 13 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. Starting off today's video, we'll be taking a look at 2 videos that were posted on TikTok in March of 2025 by a woman named Emily Dell. In the video, Emily explains that she was hearing weird noises at her door and she wanted to see if she could capture them on camera. And sure enough, she did capture something very strange. At first, it's hard to make out what's happening beyond the door, but as Emily moves closer, the sounds become a lot clearer. It almost sounds like some sort of strange static or crackling noise is coming from behind the door, as well as someone's voice. Emily says that she initially thought that it was an animal, but she eventually realized that that was not the case. In a second video that Emily uploaded later on, she takes us through a house and shows us that you can't see anyone outside the door, adding even more creepy fuel to the fire.
And this is why I can't call the cops, because when I go to look, there's no one there. I know it's hard to see, but I'm not opening the door. There's like no one out there, and like, this is a window. There's no people, but this is a window, and you can't really see out there. It's hard to see. So I don't know what the hell is going on.
So what do you think is going on here? Some people think it could be the work of a mimic, a type of paranormal entity sent to copy human voices in order to lure people out. Others have suggested a skinwalker, a creature from Navajo folklore, known for shapeshifting and imitating voices to deceive or frighten. Now, how plausible are those theories? Well, it really depends on what you believe. Mimics are more of a modern internet urban legend with little historical background, but they've become popular in creepy story circles because of how eerily real they feel. Skinwalkers, on the other hand, come from actual Native American folklore, but their stories are deeply tied to specific cultural and spiritual beliefs. So while it's unlikely that what Emily caught on camera is literally a skinwalker, the behavior, strange noises, imitation of voices, something unseen outside, definitely lines up with how these entities are described. Whatever the case, it's creepy, and Emily clearly experienced something that left her unsettled. Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'd love to hear your take.
Okay, my thoughts are, right, this reminds me of a video I watched. I can't remember the video properly, but it's like of this Asian scary legend and that and stuff, where if you look at this person who has like red eyes and is a woman and that, then you have to be isolated in a room with salt around you in a circle, and you're not allowed to open the door to anyone and that and stuff, because whoever this person is can take on the voice of anyone that you remember. And I'm thinking that could be the same thing in that video that woman was doing. Because think about it. The closest thing to recording supernatural stuff like this is cameras, because cameras have two of the human senses, sight and hearing. Since it has a microphone, it could pick up audio stuff like human ears. It has a camera lens that can record like human eyes, and a storage base that the human brain has. So cameras can detect things that we can usually detect as well, and sometimes they can see things that we can't. So since we can't see anything in that video, especially since we can hear a lot of things, that is very creepy. And as for the static noise, I don't think it's static noise. I think it was scratching noise. and I'm pretty sure it was like a little girl saying "mummy," but I could be wrong. Anyway, it was very, very creepy, and I would never open my door. Oh shit.
Over on TikTok, a woman named Destiny Sanchez shared that her boyfriend was working on installing Wi-Fi at someone's home for his job when he encountered something absolutely terrifying. The video shows Destiny's boyfriend quietly filming and whispering to the camera, saying that he's been hearing strange noises, even though he's completely alone in the house. Throughout the video, you can hear occasional breathing and faint whispers that definitely seem to be coming from an unseen presence, or perhaps something from beyond. Destiny also notes that the house her boyfriend was in was built back in 1954, so it's definitely got some age to it. Could it be that he was paid a visit by a past resident, or do you think this is something else entirely? One of the creepiest moments comes when a ghostly voice clearly whispers the word "help." What kind of danger is this spirit in? And is it even trying to communicate with him directly? It's hard to say. The whisper is subtle but distinct, and it doesn't sound like any kind of obvious audio glitch or interference. Of course, there's also the possibility of audio pareidolia, a psychological phenomenon where our brains interpret random sounds as something familiar, like voices or words. That could explain why we think we hear "help." Still, given the eerie timing and other strange sounds in the clip, it's understandable why so many people believe something more is going on here. And if it was a spirit reaching out, what exactly was it trying to say? Sadly, we may never know the answer.
Well, the thing is, he must have heard it that isn't on camera. So, someone would be or had to make a noise. But then something just came into my memory where I keep on hearing my mum's voice now and then. Back in the past. I haven't had anything recently. And it was quite vivid and extinct. And yet she didn't say anything. But so I can't really say what, if it's true or not, if it's that psycho stuff or actually a real ghost. Either way, just do the job that you were paid for and get out there as quick as possible, I say. It's probably the safest thing to do, to be honest.
Over on the paranormal video subreddit, a user known as Heron shared a chilling video captured on security camera. He explains that his father used to work the night shift as a security guard in a building and would occasionally send him odd videos from the job. The uploader says he's never been quite sure what to make of this particular clip, but admits it's always creeped him out, and he's curious to hear other people's thoughts. So without further ado, let's take a look.
Well, there's something there. Definitely. Well, it could be a smudge on the camera.
Did you catch it? If you look closely at the corner of the screen, you'll notice what appears to be a ghostly figure just standing still, barely moving. It doesn't walk, it doesn't vanish, it just lurks. The uploader mentions that he's always thought it looked like a woman, though we can't say for sure. Woman or not, there's clearly something there, and it's unsettling how still and human-shaped it is. At one point it even looks like the figure sways slightly, as if shifting its weight or breathing. That small movement is what makes it feel a little too real to be a trick of the light. Of course, some viewers have suggested that it could be a bug on the camera lens, and while that's always a possibility with all the security footage, the swaying movement makes that explanation feel a little less convincing, especially since the rest of the shot remains stable. Is it a trick of the light, a lens anomaly, or did this camera genuinely catch something unexplainable lurking in the corner of that building? Unfortunately, we don't even know where this was filmed, though the space looks like an office or maybe even a hotel, so who knows? Maybe one of us will unknowingly end up there one day, only to get a closer look at whatever this thing was.
Well, I certainly hope I'm not going over there. I value my life. And to be honest, I just thought it was a smudge. And still think that now. But that would be boring. So, let's get to something more interesting. It could be a ghostly cocoon. You know how what's that film? I don't know what the film is called. Someone in the comments probably would know. But I think where they get turned up into like, it's a bit like a cocoon of skin instead. Can't really explain the film about that, but it looks like that, but more transparent and more brightness to it and stuff, and it looks alien, but spooky alien type of thing. That's my thoughts anyway.
Over on TikTok, a user going by Adventures with D-Baby posted a series of videos that start off as ordinary, but take a seriously eerie turn. In the first clip, she is seen unlocking a door in her home when behind her, the attic entrance suddenly swings open on its own.
We've seen a little bit of that clip, or a clip of this, in the other scary try not to get scared thing we did. I'm pretty sure that I got it recorded, or I probably watched it after the stream. It's one of those. But to be honest though, I'll
she
shut up.
hears it creak and turns around quickly, but surprisingly, she doesn't seem too alarmed. In fact, she barely reacts, simply moving on to enter the room like nothing happened. That calm reaction actually makes the situation feel even weirder somehow. In the second and third videos, her landlord comes by to help investigate. Together, they open the attic and take a look inside. They don't find anyone up there at the time, but something about the scene feels off. For one, there are several small holes in the attic boards, holes that the woman claims definitely weren't there before. But more disturbingly, in the final moments of the last video, you can clearly see a blanket and a pillow tucked away in the attic space, as if someone had been sleeping up there. That changes the tone of everything. While paranormal activity is one theory, this might point to something even scarier, the possibility that someone was secretly living in the attic. Naturally, there are mundane explanations for things like attic doors opening, drafts, weak hinges, shifting temperatures, but when you pair that with bedding in the attic and unexplained damage, the situation becomes a lot harder to brush off. This video is only a few months old, so hopefully we'll get an update soon. In the meantime, maybe give your attic a second look, because you never really know who or what might be up there.
So Spooks, I just want to say, after you saying that, I really wish you didn't, because now my curiosity is piqued. Part of me wants to go up and see. The other 90% of me doesn't want to know. So, yeah. I'm not going to check. And to be honest, I wouldn't say a draft did that, because, don't get me wrong, a draft is strong, but especially since there's holes in it, in the thing, it shouldn't do much. If I'm thinking physics correctly. Pardon me. But what I want to know is, when they went up in there to check and they saw that there's a bed and a blanket, where's the person? Think about it. There was no video of the person leaving the attic, so either the attic has another entrance to get in and out of things, or they didn't show the recording of that person sneaking out. I could be wrong though. And if they are living in there, then they're either psychopaths on their luck, or down on their luck I should say, and can't afford a room, so they decided to, you know, hitch a ride in the attic. And that's pretty much I got, to be honest. I can't think of anything else. Oh, and as for the woman being calm, I think she did that because if you show someone that whatever happened disturbed you, then they might get panicky and start becoming irrational and do something that you might not want them to do. So her being calm is actually the best thing she did.
Imagine you're driving down a road late at night. You're probably exhausted and counting down the minutes until you can get to your destination, whether it's home or somewhere else. However, what would happen if you encountered something absolutely terrifying while driving? That's what happened in this next video we're going to take a look at. A man named Jace was driving down a road late at night in South Australia when out of nowhere this happened.
Yeah, best not to.
Over on the side of the road, a vehicle can be seen parked with the driver's side door open, while three individuals appear to be rummaging through the trunk, seemingly searching for something. While this is going on, another individual walks into the road toward Jace, arms outstretched, seemingly trying to get him to stop. He's holding a beer bottle and what looks like a frying pan or something
I
similar.
was thinking that.
Thankfully, it seems Jace was able to get past these people without any harm coming his way, but it was definitely a terrifying encounter. Several people in the comments shared stories of similar things happening to them, especially on rural or isolated roads. Others pointed out that in situations like these, even if it seems like someone needs help, it's
No lights, no witnesses, only bad guys. Perfect night to try my brand new bull bar. I'm not sure if this guy here is referring to the guy with the dash cam to do that to them, or the other way around. So we're going to leave it. We're going to leave what he said as what he said. That's it. As for this, that person is behaving like an insane person rather than someone who needs help. Smart choice to keep driving. To be honest, that is true. But he is also drunk, and drunk people are second place to being insane. And then if we remove this, Australian here. I live out here in the in the never remote. Don't stop. Certain areas are notorious. Notorious for what? For everything? Because if that's the case, Jesus Christ.
sometimes best to keep driving, just in case it's a setup for something more dangerous. And honestly, I'd have to agree. The Australian outback is
Call the cops though, if you can. Then that way they can sort things out.
vast and mostly empty, and while it's beautiful, it can also be incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
There have been real cases of people being lured into traps on remote roads, most famously the Peter Falconio case, where a British backpacker was murdered in the outback after he and his girlfriend were flagged down by a man pretending to need help. So while this encounter might have just been a group of drunk people messing around, it's hard not to feel uneasy, especially with the man walking toward the car holding who knows what. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled next time you're driving late at night. You never know who or what might be waiting in the dark.
To be honest, you saw how useful a frying pan is in, what is it called? That cartoon film called Rapunzel. And to be honest, they're not wrong. A frying pan is a bloody useful shield and weapon. Shadowversary, I think, an Australian group of YouTubers who test medieval weapons and armor and that to modern day equipment and stuff and see if it compares or holds up. When I say modern day equipment, like modern day melee weapons mostly and that, and do different techniques. They even tried that is a frying pan or something is considered useful or be good as a shield, and they said that it is, just it's not practical because of how small it is, but it could be useful, and they said it's better than not having a weapon. But I could be misremembering, if I can speak properly. So you might want to watch that video. I don't know I can't remember the title of it, but just type in Shadowversary, I think is how you pronounce it, frying pan, and you should it should come up on YouTube. If it doesn't, then I'm sorry. I tried my best. And getting back to the frying pan and to the video in question, they can knock someone out. Like literally just bonk, knock out, do whatever they want to you, and then next time you wake up it's either on the streets in the middle of nowhere or in the pearly gates. So best thing to do is continue on and call the police. Let them sort it out.
A man named Chase Beckstead posted a video to his TikTok account
Dark. Where the fuck Dark came in, man?
in March of 2025, saying that he and his wife were staying at her grandfather's house, a home where he had recently passed away,
Jesus.
while they were trying to settle in for the night.
When I said Jesus, I'm not saying that's because of his face. It's because the way he turned the camera around and how smooth it was, it just made me jump. Because I was expecting something scary to happen.
They kept hearing the bedroom door trying to open,
Does that count?
which understandably freaked them out. So they pulled out their
gonna let it
phone
pass.
and started recording the incident for us to see.
We were just going to bed and we're not.
Nope.
Let me just show you. Like we literally had to put the bag up against the door because we're not sure.
You had to open it. Why did you open it? Ah, fuck no. No. Nope.
Chase says that he packed up their things and took his wife out to the car, then came back inside alone to grab the rest of their belongings, leaving the bedroom door open behind him. In the second part of the video, we watch as they attempt to leave, but the door begins to rattle again. This time, it's even more intense, almost like something unseen is desperately trying to get them to stay.
Okay, so we're leaving. We got all of our stuff packed. Oh.
Nope.
Oh my
Uh-uh.
gosh.
Nope. Nope. When you were inside that room, you know what? I'll shut up and say my things after.
Okay. Yeah, we're out here.
Is it possible that this is the spirit of Chase's wife's grandfather? Maybe he wasn't ready to let go yet, or perhaps he simply wanted their company in the home he once lived in. It's also worth noting that while doors can move due to drafts or old hinges, the timing and persistence in this clip feels a little too deliberate to write off entirely, especially considering that they were already on edge and the door had been left open beforehand. Sadly, we'll never know the definite answer, but honestly it's probably for the best that they decided to leave, just in case something truly unwanted was waiting on the other side of that door.
Right. When you were in that room, I don't think the ghost was on the other side opening the door. I think he was on the same side as you were in, and he was like doing the jingly on the door. Because think about it, if you were out there outside the room and the ghost didn't want you to leave, it would have done that to other doors. So it must be trapped in that specific room. And if it's trapped in that specific room, then you know what I would do? If you can't move or live there anymore, well, if you can't move or move out, I should say, then I would open the door, place some heavy object that requires a lot of strength to move to keep the door open, and then leave it open for indefinitely. And then that way it can't go ka-gong, 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 ka-gong and wake you up at night. And if it does, with that bag there, then you know full well whatever that is strong enough to move that bag. And if it's strong enough to move that bag, then you definitely need to leave. Because that bag has to be at least half your body weight in order to be scared, to be honest. And if it is a family member, dude, you're dead, you can go wherever you want. So do whatever you want, just don't scare me, okay? Especially at night when I want to get some sleep. I didn't even double click it.
TikTok user Chero posted the following video while filming inside a house to show her husband, who she says absolutely hates house hunting. At the time of the recording, Chero says she was alone in the house with her estate agent. Take a look at this moment right here and see if you catch anything strange.
So that bathroom.
Whoa, hello.
And that goes.
I saw that.
If you look closely, you can make out what seems to be a ghostly head briefly peeking into the room before vanishing without a trace. According to Chero, she didn't even notice anything odd until she rewatched the footage later that day. And here's where things get even weirder. It wasn't her estate agent. You can actually hear the agent's voice coming from another part of the house at the exact time this figure appears.
And that goes.
So naturally the big question is, who or what was it? Now, skeptics might point out that the figure does clearly resemble a woman, which could suggest a third person was somehow present. But according to Chero, the only people in the house were herself and the estate agent, and we can hear the agent speaking from another room at the exact moment this figure appears. Could it have been someone else who quickly stepped into view and left through the door with incredibly precise timing? It's technically possible, but highly unlikely, given how calm and empty the house appears otherwise. When you consider all of that, it really makes you wonder what was actually caught on camera.
Okay, let's go back here. Right. Full view. Let's get the full view of the thing.
At the time of the recording, Chero says she was alone in the house with her estate agent. Take a look at this moment right here.
Right. So, we know that the ghostly figure, right, comes out here. The head and that and stuff. And then walks this way, where my mouse is. Right? There is no fucking way that it gone through the door. So to those skeptics who think it's a third person, you're wrong. Because there is no way it gone through that door. And if you think it double back, right, then you should be able to see it. Or hear steps going up or something like that. you should be hearing steps going down too. Because as you can clearly
See
see...
if you catch anything strange.
So that bathroom.
Watch. See? Full view. And if you slow down the speed to the slowest. They turn back around. There.
And that goes.
You can see. Now, you would know full well that considering the grey hair is an old person. Because it had grey hair. And in order to go back up without going there and turning around, you would have seen a glimpse of it, like just an inch of the grey thing, right? So there's no way it gone through this brown door, and there's no way it would have gone back up. Because to be honest, she would have turned the camera if this wasn't set up, if the person decided to walk back up, right? Because clearly, obviously, we can't see what's going on here. So yes, they might have gone back up and the woman is just playing in the part. But to be honest, I don't think she was. Remember, I slowed it down to the slowest possible. As you can see there, the steps end somewhere here, right? And there's two brackets, or not brackets, banisters, or whatever you call them. You'll turn around, and as you can see, it looks like to be wood. And if there was someone in there, that door would have made some noise because it's wood, right? Obviously you can see it's slightly open, so maybe the skeptics might have something, but I still doubt it. Because if we put it in normal speed, like so, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, person comes out.
And that goes.
There's about a second before she goes in, turns around. Alright, I might be mistaken. Alright, skeptics, it got me becoming a little more skeptic as well. As they say, as HK-47 said in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, the Jedi's greatest weakness is doubt. There might be some truth to you. If she was in on it, then yes, there's some cause to it. If she wasn't in on it, then it's a no. let's continue.
A Reddit user known as Loose Alternative 77 recently shared a fascinating clip on the High Strangeness subreddit, a video that's been sparking a ton of debate across the community. According to the post, the footage was discovered online and reposted for discussion. It was filmed at an undisclosed location, either in the middle of the day or at night. The lighting makes it difficult to say for sure, and it captures something that will definitely make you raise an eyebrow. Take a look for yourself. In the video, a UFO-like object can be seen floating in the air. What's particularly strange is that it appears to be spinning around its own axis in a very smooth, deliberate motion. The uploader says he personally believes the video is authentic, but admits he's unsure of what exactly he's looking at. He also notes that it doesn't appear to be CGI. That said, many commenters have suggested that it could be CGI, pointing out how fluid and surreal the object's motion appears. But here's the thing, even if it is CGI, it would have to be very high quality and convincingly rendered, especially given the lighting, shadows and subtle camera movements that seem to interact naturally with the object. It's not your typical cheap overlay or obvious digital fake. Others in the comments are hoping for more details like the location and time of day to help further analyze the footage, but so far that information hasn't been made available. Still, whether real or fabricated, this is easily one of the most intriguing UFO clips to surface in a while. It's the kind of video that sticks in your mind and makes you wonder, what exactly did we just watch? Do you think this is the real deal or just a very well executed fake? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you think.
Alright, my thoughts is, it's a drone. I'm just saying, think about it. We had the drone technology for a good while now. I think ever since the first propelled plane was invented, the ability to use drones was invented then as well. So maybe, just maybe, that drones were a secret project in the past that people used to use, right? Use smaller type of aircraft with cameras at the time. So if we do this, what is it called? When was cameras invented? The camera was invented in 1816. That could be true or false, but I'm pretty sure it's true. 1839. Let's just say 1820, you know, in the middle. So 1820 is when the cameras were made. So 1820 cameras were made. When was the first propeller plane made? 1903. Okay, so the planes came out after the cameras. So my drone theory could work. Think about it. Once they figure out how to make the planes fly, all they had to do It's figure out how to make it, you know, able to fly on its own. And you're thinking to yourself, how's that even possible? Remember those old toys where you used to like pull a string and then it does a little spinny thing and it goes vroom, up into the sky and that? Bit like that. So, and then let's say we do this, duplicate, and then go back, then we duplicate, when was remote control invented?
According to science, how stuff works. Renowned Serbian-American inventor Nikola Tesla created one of the world's first wireless remote controls, which he unveiled at Madison Square Garden in New York City in 1898.
When was the first remote control car made? Okay. Hear me out. We duplicate this again. When was the first UFO sighting? Ooh, okay. Let's take this here. Cameras. 1816. First remote. 1966. So this date came before this one. 1903. This date came before this one. Right? 1947. And this date came before this one. 1966, right? So that's 1966, and this one is 1947. So 4, 5, 6. So 20. No, not 20. So 10, then plus 3 would be 20, so that would be 1960. So we need another 3 on top of that 4, on top of that 7, so 3 on top of the 7 would be 1950, and then so 15. So 15 years, right? 15 years. This came out 15 years after this. But, granted, this came out... Wait, camera, what? Okay, let's go back. Right. Duplicate. And then go forward. 1898. It beats those two. Simple. Okay? So, cameras came first, then the wireless remote control, then the aeroplane, then the first UFO sighting. Recorded, let's say, to be in fairness, and then the first remote control car. Now think about it. Let's say that they had this technology before the first UFO sighting was made. Think about it. They invented a wireless controller. Before they invented the plane. They invented the wireless controller before they made a remote control car. So now, let's say they used whatever they did to make the first remote control TV, right? Because that still used electrical waves. And if that used electrical waves like a remote controller would, right? Because a remote control car, the remote for it was just so you can control it. Everything else was in the car was for the engine to make it move and stuff. That's why it came out later, but the remote control came out before it. So maybe, and since this came out before the remote control car, that means the possibility of the first UFO sighting could be a drone or multiple of drones, meaning this clip here of this video could be a drone, and the corners are the propellers that are holding it up straight. So if you think about it, more than likely that is not a UFO. Well, actually a UFO is unidentified flying object, so it is a UFO, but it's not aliens, meaning the first UFO could and be in fact the first drone ever made. Think about it. There's hardly any proof that the first UFO sighting was an alien. I also done my own little research in when things were invented. The camera was invented before the remote control. The remote control was invented before the plane. The plane was invented before the first UFO sighting. Recorded UFO sighting. And then the remote control car was invented after the first UFO sighting. So it just goes to show you that maybe the UFO is the very first one, and many others could be drones that were classified in the military to be used as spy equipment. And if you don't hear me for God knows how long, then you know I'm right and the government is onto me and want to keep me quiet. So what I'm going to do is, right, is keep it as a theory and not fact. But that's my theory. And I think it's a drone. So keep that in mind. And keep this video as proof.
A YouTube channel known as ScreamFreak79 posted a video on February 4th, 2011 that shows a couple of guys standing outside in the middle of the night in a creepy forest. They're trying to make contact with the spirit they believe might be lurking in the area. At first, it seems like nothing is happening, like their attempts at communication aren't working. But that all changes in a matter of seconds when something truly unexpected happens.
Jeez. What's going on? What's happening? Whoa! Transparent man.
Out of nowhere, the two men are startled after noticing something in the distance. Just moments later, we can see what appears to be a ghostly apparition quickly moving through the trees before it vanishes into thin air. Never to...
Bro thought got discovered, so as soon as he started moving, his invisibility started wavering, because it's not true invisibility, but it was camouflage. Just, I know I said I'd give my thoughts at the end, but screw it. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, alright?
To be seen or heard from again. The figure's movement is fast and eerily smooth, and it definitely stands out against the surrounding darkness. It's not easy to tell what it is, but it doesn't look like a person casually walking through the woods, more like something gliding. Now, this video dates back to 2011, and unfortunately, there haven't been any follow-up posts or updates from the channel. That means this clip remains shrouded in mystery to this day. Some viewers believe this was a legitimate paranormal encounter. Others have suggested it could have been a prank, a person dressed in white moving quickly through the trees, or even a camera artifact or low-resolution trick of the light. But if it was faked, it's worth noting how convincingly eerie it still looks over a decade later, especially with the timing of the reactions and the setting. It feels authentic, whether or not it is. So what do you think? Did these two amateur ghost hunters actually manage to film a spirit in the woods that night, or was it something else entirely? Let me know your theories in the comments.
I did get scared, so I'll put the comment in there at the end of the video. I mean, at the end of the video, and you'll be seeing me doing it on live.
A Reddit user known as Hard Lethal posted a video to the Paranormal Encounters sub.
Oh yeah, my thoughts. Before I forget. Pardon me. As I keep on saying before, cameras are fucking shit at night. No matter how good your camera is, it is fucking shit. I bet you, right, anyone in the future is watching this, if the iPhone comes out in, if the newest iPhone comes out in 2028, I want you to go in pitch black, no lights, no nothing, pitch black, record yourself, right, and then get another camera that is, let's say, 10 years older, so 2018 made phone. Get their camera, iPhone let's say, or an Android, whichever one, and tell me if the quality is better, worse, or the same. Because think about it. If you can barely see shit in the newest camera in 2028, and you can barely see shit in the oldest camera, let's say in the oldest camera of 2018, then you know full well that no matter how good the camera is, it's going to be shit at night. And if you want to double my theory and try to prove me wrong, use the flashlight on each phone, the new one and the old one, and see if the quality improves better at night then. No night vision, none of that stuff, just plain old vision with the cameras and a torch. Alright? And then let me know in one of my videos that I do, or live streams, with proof as well, because I can't just take anyone's word for it. And tell me if I'm true or false with this theory. With proof, though. Alright? And when I say with proof, I mean like make a small video, upload it to YouTube or something, and then tell me the title of it. And then I'll find it myself. And to those who are watching this in 2028, hi. I hope you don't mind the little the first UFO sighting is a drone theory rant. But hi again. Yeah.
Read it a couple of weeks ago, and it's been getting a lot of attention ever since. According to the post, the uploader originally thought this video had been lost, but ended up finding it buried in a message thread with his boss, who was actually the one who filmed it. The footage was taken in an old warehouse, which the uploader says dates back to the 1960s. He adds that while they ran a business out of that location for a while, they constantly experienced strange, unexplained events, this being one of the most chilling. Let's take a look at what he's talking about.
Oh my.
If you focus on the video around the 22-second mark, you'll notice something subtle but unsettling. A shadow-like figure moves to the right, then seems to turn back and close the door. It's not the easiest thing to catch on the first viewing, but if you rewind and time it right, you'll definitely see the movement. It's there, and it doesn't look like it's being cast by anything visible in the scene. In the comments, the uploader explains, quote, "A shadow should not even be able to appear in that corner of the room. There was nothing to cast it. We even let the front door open to let the wind blow and see if we could recreate the video, but nothing could explain it." End quote. Some viewers have speculated that it could be a trick of light or even an insect on the camera lens. But if you watch closely, the way the shadow moves and the fact that it seemingly interacts with the door makes those explanations feel less likely. If it was faked, it was done very subtly and convincingly. It's the kind of video that doesn't hit you right away, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that might be the creepiest part. So if you're watching this before bed, well, sweet dreams.
Alright. Since you got a phone recording a video of a camera through a computer monitor, I can't say for shit if that ghostly ghostly form thing is real or not, because I'm no digital technician or something like that, and I'm no supernatural expert, so it is what it is. But the door closing on its own, I'm pretty sure it's the wind, but who knows, it could be a ghost pushing on the door, a polite ghost thinking, were you raised in a barn, and decided to close the door for you. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. And what am I doing? I can't really say much because, to be honest, there wasn't much going on. Let's continue.
This piece of home security camera footage was filmed on March 7th, 2025 and was posted to the TikTok sounds in the clip. It's understandable why so many people believe something more is going on here. And if it was a spirit reaching out, what exactly was it trying to say? Sadly, we may never know the answer.
Now it's my fault.
This piece of home security camera footage was filmed on March 7th, 2025 and
2025. March 7th, 2025. Remember that, people. Remember this date.
was posted to the TikTok account of a woman named Brandy Warren. At first glance, everything in the video looks calm, just a regular quiet night in the house. Brandy is likely asleep, given how late it is, and nothing seems out of place. But in just a matter of seconds, this ordinary footage takes a serious turn into nightmare territory.
I saw a pair of legs right there.
First, you can see a light suddenly turn on in another room, which quickly gets the attention of the family dog. That alone is unsettling, but then things get even stranger. A pale face appears briefly in the doorway, peeking out from behind the edge. Moments later, a small shadowy figure, a shadow person, can be seen standing in the doorway before vanishing completely. Brandy says her husband initially thought their daughter had gotten up and was playing with the lights or wandering around, but she swore that she hadn't moved from bed. When they watched the video back, both were completely terrified, and understandably so. Now, some commenters have suggested this could be a trick of lighting or perhaps even a glitch in the camera, but if it is, it's an especially well-timed one. The synchronized movement of the light, the face, the dog reacting, and the shadow figure's brief appearance all seem too perfectly aligned to dismiss outright. So what exactly was going on here? Who or what was that shadow figure? Was it trying to frighten the family, or was it simply passing through, leaving behind only questions? We'll probably never know the full truth, but whatever it was, it clearly left a lasting impression on the people who experienced it. And now on us too.
Okay, I want to show you guys what I seen in this. I'll get rid of that. Look here where my mouse is, and tell me in the comments, if you can, if you see a pair of feet.
Given how late it is, and nothing seems out of place. But in just a matter of seconds, this ordinary footage takes a serious turn into nightmare territory.
It was a second or two. Alright, let's... There. I know you can barely see shit, but there. That little square that my mouse is making. Right? Is it me, or does that look like a pair of feet? Or stubs, or something that would be used to walk with, let's say. And as for the thing they said about the face, I can't really say if that's a face or not, but whatever that is, that was not right. But this clearly shows there's a pair of feet. Now there could be boots, they could be twigs, there could be sticks, there could be stumps, there could be whatever. But whatever it is, there's a pair of them, and they're acting like normal feet. And if I do this, help you to zoom in. Okay, I will move my avatar out away as much as I can. No, away. Okay. There. Because if I do this, they're not there. Do this, they're there. And if I play it, bang, bang, gone. So, am I crazy? Am I just seeing shit? Or is there something really happening there?
Reddit user Uppers Downers posted a video to the Paranormal Video subreddit about 3 years ago, showcasing footage captured by a home security camera positioned near their front driveway in the middle of the night. And
I have to say, security cameras, I don't care what phone you have, security cameras, home ones or not, have the better quality type of cameras at night. Don't get me wrong, the quality is shit, but it's a good looking piece of shit.
first, the footage shows nothing unusual, just a quiet, uneventful night on the uploader street. But things quickly take a turn for the weird. We see the uploader's cat, Gus, walk into frame, and it's here where things get really bizarre. Out of nowhere, Gus can be seen scaling the side of a nearby house in a matter of seconds, and the way he does it doesn't quite look natural. It's not just fast, it's unnervingly fast, almost as if the footage is glitched or manipulated.
And not just that, it looks like it's increased in size too. Let's say this house is the same as this house, right? But think about it though, since the camera is field of view is like as far back as it can, the perception can be different, but judging by this height here, we can say this is the height of the car itself. So we do a little line and it's half of that, right? The cat was the size of this entire fucking wall here.
And if you take a closer look at the trees just off to the side, you might notice something even stranger. There appears to be something up there, possibly a figure or shape, that briefly flickers and disappears from view. The uploader admits that after seeing the footage, they were left feeling creeped out by their own cat, and were hoping someone could offer a logical explanation. But as far as the thread goes, no clear answer was ever found. Some people in the comments joked about Gus being possessed or a shapeshifter. Others suggested it might be a glitch in the camera's motion or exposure settings. But even if that's the case, the video still has a surreal, unsettling vibe to it that's hard to shake. So was this just a cat doing cat things in a weirdly timed sequence, or did something else mess with the footage, or with Gus himself? We may never know, but here's hoping the uploader and Gus made peace, and that the little guy is just a bit odd, not otherworldly.
Considering how poor the quality is of the camera, even though I said it was a good looking piece of shit, it's still a piece of shit, just polished. And I definitely believe the camera glitching theory, because that cat, pardon me, grew in bloody size. And last time I checked, animals don't do that.
A woman named Jenna Snow posted a series of...
Is it me, or is this giving me Avengers Tower vibes from the Avengers cartoon series, where Hulk is chasing after Hawkeye or something, because he stole or ate a sandwich of Hulk's and that, I'm pretty sure.
The videos to her TikTok account last year, documenting some seriously creepy things happening at the hotel where she works. In the clips, we watch as Jenna films security camera footage that seems to capture a ghost apparition appearing inside the hotel. Her boss also chimes in, offering a theory about what might be going on, and honestly it only adds to the unsettling vibe.
I don't see shit.
They said it's not the hotel that's haunted, it's the graveyard.
Oh.
So this service road here where Danny and I used to park, that's the old Stony Plain Road. Do you really
Okay, I
think
see it.
they, when they dug up all the bodies here, that was a good one, moved them over to the graveyard?
They dug up the bodies and what?
That definitely seems to be something bizarre happening in that hotel. The figure captured on camera has that classic translucent shadowy look, just enough to make your skin crawl. And it's not just a one-time event either. The apparition seems to show up on multiple occasions, moving through different parts of the building.
That got me. I'll share it to a friend off stream. Actually, I'll do it now. You'll be seeing this for a little while. I just want to double check that I got everything you know, not doxing my friends and that. Okay, I will be moving this here, and I will making you bigger here, like so. Don't worry, I'll shrink myself down, and then boom. As you can see, this is me posting this. Let me shrink myself down a bit. There we go. Yes, that's my Discord name. You won't know anybody else's though. So yeah, that is the video shared. So I gave you proof of that. So I'll be shrinking myself down like so. Pardon me. Sorry about that. The demon came out. Let's bring me down a bit like so. There we go. Yeah. Wonderful. Then we continue on with this.
Hey, Noel. What's up?
Oh yeah, I see it again.
Yeah, let's try and sit in the chair. Sometimes he'll stay there for a minute.
He is. How do you know this?
Well, because Danny and I caught him earlier when Danny was in the games room locking up.
What's frustrating is that we don't know the name of the hotel, so there's no way to dig deeper or look into its history. If it is haunted, there's a whole backstory we're missing out on, and possibly other encounters no one's posted yet. Some commenters have speculated that this could be a lingering spirit, maybe tied to something tragic that happened on the property. Others think it could be a camera glitch or even someone messing with the footage. But the fact that it appears multiple times, and always in a different way, makes the CGI or hoax angle feel less likely. So what exactly is going on here? We may never know for sure. Let's just hope that if this hotel is haunted, none of us accidentally end up booking a room there, completely unaware we're stepping into the same building from this footage. And that was 13 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content.
Already ahead of you, buddy. The second part of the... Where was it? That part there. Right? That made me jump a bit. That's why I decided to share the video. I overheard the guy saying something about digging up the graves and moving them. Maybe if they did, the spirits still linger there. And to be honest, why would you build a fucking hotel on a place where people were buried? Like, seriously. Isn't supporting the dead better than people spending money in hotels? Morally, yes. Money, on the otherwise, pretty much bends all morals and rules easily. So, money is the root to all evil. But the thing is, though, it's the root to all happiness as well. Alright, time for a comment. So, sorry, but you will have to, how can I put it? Bear with me and my horrendous spelling. Alright, here we go. First, pardon me. I don't think that got me. Or did it? No, I'm pretty sure that got me. You know what, let's just keep it simple and stuff like that. And what was it? One with the this one, and it was this one was six. Clip 6 is interesting. Wait, why is there a giant S? That one is interesting, and I think it is a D-R-O-N-E. I spelled Rome, right? Drone. D-R-O-N-E. D-R-O-N-E, yeah. When was the first drone invented? Early 20th century. Where is it? 1916. This proves my theory for video 6 to be even more substantial. The drone, even though it's a big one, came out in 1916, or close to it anyway. So a small aircraft like number 6 is here gotta be a drone. Clip 6 is interesting, and I think it is a drone cause I did some Googling and F-O-U-N-D, probably spelled that wrong, cause I D-I-D for did some Googling and found out that the F-I-R-S-T first D-R-O-N-E was made before the F-I-R-S first recorded S-I-G-H-T sighting of a UFO C-O or ding to Google according recorded before according to Google. But that is just my according to Google, and the FIRST first remote control was made in 1898. Just to get people thinking. Done. Whew. That's supposed to be a fucking simple comment right there, and yet it turned into a complicated one. It's coming up to 1 o'clock, so this is going to be a goodbye, farewell, and I'll see you all next time. Go to Search Spooks, 13 scary videos that will truly haunt you. Cheerios! Kiss kiss!